Let's see. I took I took Irv for Father's Day to see Whitney Houston, Kevin Costner's The Bodyguard at the movie theater. That's you're coming up Route 22 west towards Somerville. Then you're somewhere around the Midas, where the Midas is, which is in the center of 22 west and east. As you are going 22 west, or traveling 22 west, you make a right, and then there's a mall over there, real nice mall, and they have a theater in there, real nice theater. We went there for Father's Day and saw the movie, and great movie, good movie, and especially because Whitney Houston did the soundtrack as well. Well, actually, on the soundtrack, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of other people's material on there too. But she sang, of course, the hits that you know, which was Dolly Parton's song, "I'll Always Love You," and that was like head and shoulders. I mean, and well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just judging by what I think the popularity of the song was. It's not like I have access to the books or something like that, but judging by what you see on the Billboard charts and all this stuff, and how many weeks at number one and all this kind of stuff, you'd have to say that was one of her biggest, if not her biggest song that she ever sang. Of course, but what's the problem with being a superstar? You got too many hit records. I mean, that's a heck of a problem to have. Well, James Brown said, "Well, I got a problem. I got so many hit records. I'm trying to figure out which ones to do." Prince even said, he didn't say it at the show that I was, but Artie said, I got go in this box and a box of hits or something. He said. So, my goodness, look at this movie that we're watching here, the Whitney Houston thing that just came on Saturday, and they didn't even do what's the one? I'm saving all my love for you. Did they do that? That was one of her first big hits. Then, I mean, there's so many. But like I said, she has so many hits. How do you pick and choose from all the doggone hits to put in a movie? So I mean that, and that's a good thing, because what else did they? They didn't do. I've got the stuff that you want. I got the stuff that you need. Which was the Queen of the Night from The Bodyguard, which was I like that one. I don't know I never knew where it was on the charts, but the album spent so much time at number one. My goodness. Anyway, so you can only. I mean, I'll think about the James Brown movie. My goodness, James Brown had 116 charted Billboard hits. So how in the world you can't put all them songs in the movie and play them at full length? You'd have to make the movie longer. To do that. So technically, you could do it if you want to start making movies that are whatever the amount of time is that it would take to play 116 of those 116 charted Billboard hits, and then you still got to have some acting in the movie. You just can't have a movie of the songs, So I guess you could, but whatever. So anyway, that's a good position to be in. Whitney. I mean, like I said, I saw Whitney before she even had the first record out. She was singing background. My brother was playing drums for Sissy Houston, and my brother was playing drums for Sissy Houston, and Whitney Houston was singing background, and she sang. I think the title is Tomorrow. The lyrics are, "The sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar." She sang that. It was like one of the last songs. And at the time, Sissy Houston was getting ready to have an operation, and she was expressing her faith in God that she believed she was going to be able to pull through that. And I had just got off the road with Danny and the Juniors, and then I went to see my brother and see him play. I never asked him how he got the gig. I think it was, I don't know, I have to ask him how did he get the gig. But anyway, so many hits, and then, and of course, it was one of those moments where, when she died, it was one of those moments where you know where you were. For me, anyway, the band we were playing at the place. Oh my goodness, what's the name of the place? Oh my goodness, I know where I was, but the name of the place. I can probably get you. It's off of 287. It's off of 287, and we were there. We played there several times. I got pictures of us playing there, and so Lauren Lake comes in and she says, "Whitney Houston is dead." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness." And everybody's like, "What happened?" Well, everybody wants to know what happened. And then we sang. I mean, we performed. Lauren sang. The band performed the song "I Will Always Love You." And we had never did it before, but of course you've heard it so much, so you have a good idea of how it goes. Well, we never had performed the song before as a band, but Lauren did a fantastic job. And then going home, I was listening to the radio, listening to WABC talk radio, and they were saying what they were talking about Whitney, and that she had died and all this stuff, and it was just and of course it was right before an awards show, and then LL Cool J was the MC at the awards show, and he said, "A family member has died," and he was talking about Whitney, and then so it was it happened so close to the awards show, that it was, it was just very close to the awards show. So, but anyway, so it's just a great talent. I remember where I was when I heard What's that one? With the vocals. Oh, I get so emotional. Me and my wife, we were coming back from Hazleton, Pennsylvania. I was performing with group Help at the time, three-piece band, and we were coming down 80, and because my wife had to be to work, I was working. We were playing out there. What was it? I think it was 5 nights a week. I think we had Monday off. So what I would do is come back to New Jersey, and I would work temp on that Monday rather than just sit around and do nothing. And then we would go back out to Hazleton, and perform, the rest of the week. So we're coming home, and I hear, so emotional, I keep feeling your heartbeat inside of me. And then, of course, those vocals. I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. And then there's something on. I mean, if that I'm singing it in a much lower octave, and then on top of that, there's another vocal over top of that. I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. And I'm like, holy mercy, listen to them. And when she hit that, ain't it shocking what love can do? I'm like, holy mercy, listen to this voice. So, and then, so we were coming down 80, and the sun was coming up, and I forget it. I don't know what mile marker we were at, but that's just one of those songs that. And then I remember where I was when I'm Your Baby Tonight. Well, the first time I heard that, I was driving for Garden State Auto Parts, Somerville, New Jersey, and I had the radio on, and I was making a delivery, but I wasn't in Somerville. Where was I? So there was something. Anyway, I don't feel like racking my brain to think about it. But anyway, I was driving the car and I heard that song, and this was one of Whitney's sort of songs where she was getting funky at this point. You understand? She was doing, because she was like the pop princess. She had Where Do Broken Hearts Go, and my aunt and uncle's theme song for sort of that summed up them unfortunately getting a divorce after so many years of marriage. My uncle said, what was the song? Didn't we almost have it all? And think about these songs mean something, because it's sort of sad when you think about it. You have a marriage, and when you get married, what do you say? Till death do us part, and all the rest. And then sometimes it just doesn't happen. So, my goodness, here they were two principals of schools. So there's no money issues. When they bought their first house, they had it built, and then they got tired of that one, even after adding an addition onto it, and then they had a second house built. And you could see the house from the turnpike. And And then me and my friends, matter of fact, my friend Josiah Hatt, the guitar player in the band, we were coming back from somewhere. And I said, let's pull over and see my aunt, because I knew we were coming up to exit 2 off of the turnpike. So we went and we saw my aunt and her the lady that used to help her out was there. I forget what her name was. And but unfortunately, after all of that, it didn't. Then and that happens a lot. Hey, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That's and I mean I like the idea of the numbers. I like well, I've been married for 27 years. I like that. I sort of it sort of saddens me to think that I may at some point have to say in this life, well, at 60 something years old, well, I've been married 3 years, and they're looking at me 3 years. Huh? You sort of, well, it wasn't that I chose to get married late. It's just that it's the second marriage, and hopefully that one will work out, So, well, like they say, sometimes it works out. Sometimes it takes two for it to work out. It's an agreement. If you live up to the agreement, but naturally, the thing is you want to be happy, and sometimes no matter what you do, it doesn't work out. So either if it works out for you, great. If it didn't, then you got to do the next best thing, So anyway, but didn't we almost have it all? Hopefully, as much as I love the song, I hope that it doesn't become my theme song as well.